So what is Seattle? Seattle, the pride of the Pacific Northwest. Home to Fortune 500 companies, the 12th man, and as much cold rain as your little heart desires. For real. If you think Seattle could be like Portland, then you're way off. This is its own beast. An urban sprawl intertwined with hills that seemingly sprout out of nowhere, making it reminiscent of San Francisco, albeit cleaner and a lot nicer. So where does a pretty boy like myself want to stay in a town like this? Why, an Airbnb in the Beacon Hill district sounds about right. You can get yourself a little home here for roughly $95 a night. Beacon Hill is close enough to everything while still being away from it all. That means that it's close enough to this place, the Pike Place Market. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Typical, right? I get it. But what kind of video on Seattle would be complete without a visit to the Pike Place Market? So here it is. Enjoy it. Okay, so in all seriousness, the Pike Place Market is a must visit, at least once. You have a wide array of food and produce to choose from, as well as the collection of former frustrated collegiate baseball players who never turned pro, commonly referred to as the Flying Fish Guys. To poke further fun at myself, I'm going to give you a bunch of misinformation about the market here. So, built in 1412, this market houses the biggest collection of dead prostitute bodies. It is also birthplace to the Beatles, and you can also find the finest bison burger in the world here. If you're a lover of lines, then Pike Place is for you. There are lines everywhere, like this, a never-ending human centipede line for a bowl of chowder. I'm not kidding. Chowder. My advice, go to the market on a Tuesday morning. However, the one line I will make is well worth it. Since I'm an unabashed Java junkie and big supporter of the Green Siren, I pay my respects to my Mecca, the very first Starbucks store. This flat white's for you, Schultzy. Welcome to Aberdeen. 2 hours west of Seattle, and a place where any self-respecting Nirvana fan should visit. Thing is, however you do feel about Kurt Cobain or grunge music or Nirvana, you have to acknowledge that this park is important in the history of rock and roll. Because in this park is where one of the greatest writers in rock history was inspired. Of course, it wasn't a park until just recently. It was just a place under a bridge where young Kurt Cobain came as he was. Kurt Cobain Landing is also the unofficial gravesite of hair metal music. Legend has it that bands like Twisted Sister and Poison come here once a year dressed in spandex to just simply cry. And about 1 block away from his landing is his childhood home. It's a monument, so be respectful. Thank you for everything, Kurt. So a few Seattle tidbits you need to know. Parking and traffic, just give up. Greatest bum-on-bum fights, Seattle. Oh, and there's a long, prickly monument that's on my mind. I want to address the Space Needle. You see, I know it's Seattle's landmark. I get it. It's appreciated in that regard. But like most Hollywood celebrities, the closer you get to the Space Needle, the uglier it looks. When in Seattle and asking locals what neighborhood to visit first, all fingers will be pointed in this direction. Formerly Seattle's exclusive gayborhood, this has become the hottest spot in town. This is Capitol Hill. Sort of an all-inclusive neighborhood, not too far from downtown. It's got great restaurants, great bars. It's definitely where you want to go out at night. Definitely if you're like 21 to 40, this is where you want to go. And the best part about it, it's got hipsters galore. All sorts of hipsters. What is it about hipsters that just make neighborhoods cool? It's like you love to hate them, but you love what they do. It is the eternal struggle one has with the hipster population. Also has great music. Great music. I need to address this. Seattle's weather, not great. It's gloomy, it's cold, it's rainy, unless you're here in the summertime. And their summertime is between July and September, so just expect a lot of very Seattle-y weather. Just pack an umbrella and you'll be okay. I'm a coffee addict, a fiend. If any of you have run across my Bumble or Tinder accounts, you'll see that. Seattle has a coffee culture, believe it or not. I know, you've probably never heard that before. See, it's not all just hipster coffees and Joe, sort of this collection of millennials drinking nothing but the finest Sumatra roast. No. Seattle has great, serious coffee. I know you've seen me on Bumble or Tinder. No shame. Hashtag Team Forever Single. So where does one go out at night in Seattle? I'm staying in Capitol Hill and going to the Comet Tavern. Cheap beer, dark, it has pool tables. I'm happy. You could also go to Belltown, which is sketchy, or if you're feeling collegey, hang out with some Huskies in the University District. Here I am, complaining about rain again. All right, so I'm gonna pretend that this rain isn't insanely annoying. Ah yes, such perfect serial killer weather. There is nothing quite like feeling like you dipped into a cold pool every time you walk around your city. Ugh, no wonder these Twilight vampires live around here. I must say that, the weather does kind of make you want to eat something hot, something seafoody. So I know just the spot. Coastal Kitchen. A hot bowl of chowder from locally sourced seafood, a warm breakfast, and an ambiance that is top-notch. Safe to say, I'm a pretty happy camper now. That's pretty serious good. Ah yes, the reflection part of the video. It's time to answer that burning question. So what is Seattle? It's coffee, it's rain, it's food, it's tradition. But I would say, above all else, Seattle's probably unlike any other city in America. But people from Seattle, satellites, they like the way they have things just fine. But you know what? They got things pretty damn good here. If only there were a little more rain though. Then it'd be perfect.